guys, Andy here again from Mad Lad Designs with the first in the playthrough of DungeonQuest. And knowing how brutal this game is, this could be a very quick game. So let's get straight on and let's look at the two characters that I'm going to be playing. And first up is Sir Roland the Knight. He doesn't have any special abilities, he's just relying on his brute strength to smash his way through the dungeon. But he does have a strength of 6 and agility of 4. His armour class is 9 and he's got 4 luck. But he's also got 17 health points, which I'm sure will come in handy as he tries to get his way to the treasure chamber even in the middle of the board. He's chosen a ring and he's chosen the ring of healing. There we go. And it will restore 5 life points at the start of any turn, but it can't do anything else. Now these are one time only, these rings, so I'll have to use it wisely. Let's take a look. Ring of healing. So there we are, Sir Roland the Knight. And our next character is Azoth the Faceless the Sorcerer. He has a strength of 1, so he's not very strong. So any strength contests, I think he's going to lose them. He has an agility of 4, armour of 3 and luck of 6. But he does carry with him 6 spells. He has a warp door. And if he has 6 life points or more, he can use this to leave the Dragonfire Castle. Dark Force, you may use this spell once per game to regain lost life points. Invisibility, you may ignore any monsters you meet. The spell costs 2 life points to start and 1 life point for each turn it is left face up. Fireball will destroy any monster or knock down a door or portcullis, but you must miss a turn. Eyes of Doom, roll over the monster's life points on a d10 to make it flee, and it costs 1 life point to use. And Stasis, for each life point you pay, you may take an extra turn. And he has a ring. Ring of Transformation. Take a look what that says. Give it a second. There we go. This ring affects the very walls and floors of Dragonfire Castle. You may use it if you draw a room tile you do not want. Return the tile to the box and draw another, but you must accept the second tile you draw. And again, this can only be used once. So, and he has 14 life points. There you go. So there's our two characters, Sir Roland the Knight and Azoth the Faceless. Our two characters are starting in the corners. Sir Roland, Azoth the Faceless. So we'll begin with Sir Roland. So the first thing we do is we advance the sun tracker by 1 spot. So the sun is rising over Dragonfire Castle. Next we're going to choose which way we want to go. This way or this way? I think we will go this way. So now we need to draw a tile. Draw a random tile from the box. We have an empty room. Awesome. So we'll now place this room, and we must place it with the white arrow at the bottom here from where we've came from, so it'll be placed like so. Then we must draw a room card and see what we get. Sneak attack. Oh dearie me. A sneak attack means we must roll a d12 minus luck to see how much damage we take before we actually get into combat. So it's a D4, it's a D12 minus the luck, which is 4. So let's roll and see what we get. Here we go. So that's 6 points of damage. Not a very good start. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have proper combat. Now, when you're in combat, or when you start combat, you have 3 options. I can wait and see, I can attack, or I can flee. So the first thing I need to do is pick one of those options. And I think I will wait and see what happens. So we need to pick one of these cards off the top of here, turn over, and wait and see. So we need this section here. Now this monster is an orc. So we have wait and see, and we look at orc. Orc here. And it's got 2 life points. So now I know this orc that sneaked up on me has 2 life points. This track here is the life points of the monster. So it has 2 life points. I can put that away. Combat. Combat is done using these sets of cards. Basically what you're doing here is rock, paper, scissors, or Rochambeau. The hero will decide what he wants to do. A mighty blow, a leap aside, or a slash. And when he's picked, he will place that card face down in front of him. Another player plays the monster cards and does exactly the same thing. Slash, mighty blow, leap aside. There, choose one, and there, put it down. So let's say they chose this one. Then both cards are turned over. Oops. And this little chart at the bottom is then looked at. So let's say I was the hero. So my opponent has chosen leap aside. So I look for my opponent's choice, leap aside, and then it'll tell you who loses what. So in this case, both the hero and the monster lose 1 life point. And that's how it's worked out. Choosing cards, turn them over, see what your opponent's chosen, and then do the appropriate thing. So here we go. I'm going to do the hero first. Oh, what shall I pick? I will pick... I'll start with a mighty blow. Now obviously I don't have anybody else to do the monsters, so I am just going to do this. Just mix them up, and I'm going to make it more random by put them there by rolling 6-sided die. So this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we go. So 1, 2, which is this one, and we've chosen leap aside. So let us compare. So we have chosen mighty blow, our opponent's chosen leap aside. Oh. And so Roland has lost a hit point. Nice. Who was Sir Roland? Getting battered in the first room. And then we just do the same thing again. So what should we choose? Let us choose slash. See what happens here. Again, we'll mix these up. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So the middle one, this one here, a leap aside. Monster has chosen leap aside. My opponent has chosen slash. So in this case, the monster loses 1 hit point. There we go. Awesome. Here we go again. Let's go for another mighty blow. And again, mix, 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 mix. One, 2, 3, 4, middle one, slash. So we've chosen slash, our opponent has chosen mighty blow. So the monster loses 2 hit points. As you can see, it's only down to 1. Oh, phew. The monster has been slain. In that encounter, Sir Roland has lost 8 hit points. It's a good job I picked Sir Roland with all those hit points. So that is Sir Roland's go over with. It is now Azoth the Faceless. And let's pick a tile. Actually, let's see which way he's going to go. And he will go this way. So let's pick a tile. See what we get. Corridor, awesome. Again, we have to put the arrow where the hero came in from. So, you know, like so. Now with a corridor, you're allowed to take another turn. If you keep picking corridors, you can keep on going. So Azoth is definitely going to pick another tile. Let's hope he's as lucky. I'm going to have to put those tiles back face down, and he's chosen a room. Let's pop that down. In fact, before we do that, oops, let's turn these over so you know I'm not cheating, and mix them all in. There we go. There we go again with the arrow. Just going to move into the room, and we're going to grab a room card, which is empty. Room is empty. Whew. It now comes back to Sir Roland's turn, and at the start of Roland's turn, the first thing we do is advance the sun tracker. And Sir Roland picks a tile. Doo-doo-doo-doo. And he has chosen, oh dear. Right, sorry about that, I just had to double check what this tile was and what it did. It's a bridge tile. Let's pop it down and see what happens. There we go. Now Sir Roland must decide if he is going to cross it. If he does, he needs to roll his agility score on a D10. He has to roll his agility score or less. If he fails, he actually falls into the catacombs below. And I need to roll a D10 to see how many life points he loses in the fall. And he also loses treasure cards or any treasure counters. Well, he doesn't have any at the moment, so... So shall he cross this? His agility is 4. So he needs to get a 4 or less in order to cross. Now, the thing is, there's nowhere else for him to go there, he can come back and then set off in this direction, or he can attempt to cross the chasm. Well, seeing as his agility is 4, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He'll be very lucky if he does, so he's going to go back for his next turn. He's not going to attempt it. With his heavy armour and his huge maul weapon on a little thin plank of wood, I don't think he's going to do very good. So Sir Roland is going to go back the other way to see what's there. So now we move on to Azoth's turn. And of course he's moving here because that's the only place he can go. So we shall grab a tile. Oops. The thing about these tiles is if you move them around too much, too quickly, they flip over. We'll have this one here. And it is, again, it's just a normal room, but with a door. Okay, let's pop that down. There we go. Of course, Azoth is moving in, and we do pick a room card. Oh, and we have a goblin. So here we go with fighting the goblin, but the first thing we need to do is decide what tactic we're going to use. Do we attack, wait and see, or escape? Let's just try and escape, see what happens there. So here we go. So escape at the bottom. We have a goblin, and we do escape. Oh, hey, so we escape from the fight. Escaping just means we move back to the tile we came from. So that is Azoth's turn. We move on to Sir Roland's turn, and of course we advance the sun tracker. Let's look at what Sir Roland is going to do. Right, he's certainly not going to attempt to try and cross this bridge. So he's going back where he came from. This is tread as a corridor. So he can move there. And now he's going to move there. So we need to pick a tile for him. And it's another room. Awesome. Let's just move that across there. And there we go. Moves on to there, and of course we grab ourselves a room tile. A room card, which is Curse of the Wizard. Right, let me just check what this actually does. Okay, here we go. Curse of the Wizard. As soon as you draw this card, all the corridor tiles in the dungeon will rotate. On a 1 or 2, they'll rotate 90 degrees clockwise, 3 or 4, 180 degrees, 5 or 6, 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, let's roll this dice and see what we get. We get a 3. So each corridor tile turns 180 degrees. So here we go with that. There is only one corridor tile, and that's going to rotate 180 degrees. So the wizard's card is now discarded. So we come on to Azoth the Faceless. The Faithless. I keep saying the Faithless. It's the Faceless. Azoth the Faceless. Okay, he's actually just going to move back into that room. We're going to grab a room card. Oh, an orc. Okay, let's see what we can do with the orc. And what Azoth is actually going to do is use one of his spells. His invisibility spell. And it says you may ignore any monsters you meet, and it'll cost 2 life points. Azoth is going to lose 2 life points, and he's going to ignore the orc. So there you go. Azoth slips past the orc unnoticed as the orc scratches its head and thinks, huh? So that is Azoth's turn over with. We move on to Roland. And again we move the sun marker. So Roland is going to move here. And we're going to pick a tile. I'm sure you guys can trust me by now, so I don't have to keep zooming into the tiles. Oh. Cave in. Oh dear me. Oh dear. The game could end very quickly here for Roland. I have to pick a number from 1 to 6 and then roll a d6. And if the number rolled is the number I mentioned, Roland is killed. Simple as that. Oh dearie me. So let us roll this die and see what we get. Right, so the number I'm going to pick is 6. Hopefully I won't roll a 6. Here we go. Don't roll a 6. Oh no. Guess what I rolled? No, of all the numbers I thought 6. Yeah. Right, well, I'm terribly sorry, Roland, but you have been caught in a cave-in, and for you, the game is over. I told you this was a brutal game. There's no ifs or buts about it. Sir Roland is no more. So there is only Azoth the Faithless. Faithless again. Azoth. I'm just going to call him Azoth. There's only Azoth left in the game. Goodbye, Sir Roland. And may you rest in peace. So let us now crack on with Azoth. And as there is no Sir Roland left, Azoth becomes the one and only player. So on his turn, Sun Tracker moves forward. Right, come on Azoth, I'm sure you can get some treasure. Let's pick a tile. So I'll pick this one, which is another room. So we'll place that down. Oops, let me grab a room card, which is empty. Awesome. Should we search? Is it worth searching? See if we can get some treasure while we search. Actually, we can't search. We can't move and search at the same time. You can either search or move. So he's not going to search. He's going to move on to the next turn. And now he can search instead of moving, and he's going to do that, see where he can get. Please make something good. A secret door. Awesome. A secret door allows you to move through walls. So for example, there's a wall here, but because he's found a secret door, he can actually move into this, and of course he has to grab a new room tile and then carry on from there. So I think that is what he's going to do. He's actually going to move through here for his next turn. So we need to move the sundial, the sun tracker, and he's going to move here. Another room, which means another room card. Mountain troll. Okay, I think we'll try and attack this mountain troll, so let's see what happens. So attack. Mountain troll, it has 4 life points. Let's pop those life points on here. And let's head off into combat. So, what shall we pick? Let's go with a mighty blow for this one. Again, like with the orc, just going to shuffle all these around. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's that die? There you are. So 1, 2, 3. We have mighty blow. So we both lose a hit point. Okay. Azoth goes down 1. Monster goes down 1. See what we have for our next round. Shall we choose? We'll choose a slash. See what that does. Again, shuffle these up. One, 2, 3, 4. So it's this one. Mighty blow. So our opponent chose slash, so Azoth loses yet another hit point. Let's try a leap aside for this one. One, 2, 3, 4. Opponent leapt aside, so we both lose a hit point. So, 1 for Azoth, and 1 for the monster. So the monster is now down to 2 hit points. Let's see what we've got. What should we pick? I'm going to try Mighty Blow. I want to try and finish this mountain troll off. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we both use Mighty Blow, so we both lose a hit point. So Azoth is now down to 8, but the mountain troll is now down to 1. What can we do? I'm going to try leap aside. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My opponent chose leapt aside. You lose 1 life point. Monster loses 1 life point. Mountain troll is dead. Bye bye, Mr. Troll. So we're going to leave it there for now. So poor Sir Roland. Didn't go very well for him. But he tried his best, but he was just caught in the wrong area of the dungeon. It was either a choice going over the dodgy bridge or through the cave-in, and he got caught in the cave-in. But Azoth the Faceless is still going. I wonder if he can reach the treasure chamber, or will he be killed off with some monster or room? We shall see in the next episode, so join me then for Azoth the Faceless. Until then, I'll catch you later, guys.